Will Sales Navigator still be relevant in 2025? I'll tell you right now. Hey, welcome. In this series, I'm talking about sales and marketing and go-to-market and even social media, about things I learned and I'm still figuring out as well. So think of me as your peer that's sharing insights. I'm not really some know-it-all guru, so let's dive in. I did a little bit of an evaluation based on my experience with Sales Navigator and also how my clients are currently experiencing Sales Navigator from 2020 to 2025. So I will take a little bit of a trip down back to memory lane about what Sales Navigator was and what it became. So it started off in 2020. Of course, Sales Navigator is already around since 2014, but since 2020, I became accustomed to it. I started using it a lot, and so did a lot of people in the industry, in the sales and marketing industry. So in 2020, it was really a tool to find your customers online, because before, people used to find their customers offline. They would visit offices, they would create network meetings, visit trade shows and all that stuff. And after COVID, right away, everybody was in panic because people needed a platform how they could find and get in contact with their customers online. So there were not a lot of bells and whistles yet around Sales Navigator. It was just meant the search function was used to find your target audience. Simple as that. And it was working really well because it was new for a lot of people. That's what I helped clients with. I helped clients use the search engine, show them how to use the home screen and the update screen, all that stuff. So very basic. So in 2021, what happened is people were getting more picky. They started to demand kind of a more personal way of outreach. The first ABM campaign started to air, account-based marketing. And it was also going to be a little bit harder to target decision makers because the decision maker audience within our prospects and customers was getting larger and larger and larger. It could sometimes take about 20 people to actually make a decision to purchase something, a large deal. Yeah, so because the first COVID wave was over, it was becoming more important to actually stand out in the inbox, because that message that worked in 2020 didn't really work anymore in 2021 because you had approximately 10 other people in your inbox saying exactly the same thing. Hey, we're both working in marketing, let's connect. That didn't do it for you anymore. Also, not to forget, organic content was still a big thing in 2021. You could post something and get a very high amount of views. In 2025, right now, that's a little bit lower. So in 2022, what was going to be a big issue is, okay, we got the trick of online outreach where we were already hybrid for 2 years. But globally, a lot of companies started to get pipeline problems. They started to get problems with lead generation. There were too high demands, too high targets, and there were not a lot of buyers. So people really started to exploit automation because there was not really AI yet. It was just not around. Maybe ChatGPT just launched, but there was a very high demand for sales. So if you have a very high demand of sales, you don't have the AI factor yet, people are going to abuse automation tools. And that is what happened. That's what the mass did. The smart Sales Navigator users back in 2022, they were already using saved searches. Saved searches is a very easy tool in Sales Navigator, but still, even to this day, super effective. You do a search, you do it completely based on your ideal customer profile, and you save it. So once again, next time you check in, you don't have to completely create that save anymore, which could sometimes cost you 30 minutes, but it will also give you alerts if new people join that ideal customer profile. So let's say you build a profile of sales managers in the US, or even more specific in Boston area, that, for example, started following my company or visited my profile in the last 90 days. I will now get a list after I've done this search or not, but also I can save that search. So if next week a new sales manager started following my company, I get an update right away. And there should be a reason why he started following me, right? Because he probably was doing research on me or something like that, something I can actually talk about right now. Or he was visiting my profile, something I can reach out about right now. So it was already getting more from mass outreach. It was becoming more insight-based, more reactive instead of just reaching out cold. Okay, forward to 2023. Sales Navigator is now rapidly integrating AI tools because this was the year of AI, 2023, at least the rapid increase of AI. So where Sales Navigator is all about AI, there's another big thing launching, and that is buyer intent. So now on Sales Navigator, you can see if companies are checking you out. So it can, for example, say, Coca-Cola is visiting your peers' profiles. Coca-Cola is reacting positively on your ads. Coca-Cola has connected to your colleague, or this product manager from Coca-Cola connected to your product. But it was a little bit in beta, so it had some issues here and there. As the organic reach went down, because we're already in 2023, and the organic reach is getting lower a little bit every year with LinkedIn, one thing that was launched in March 2023 is Thought Leader Ads, which was a huge launch. The beta ones. We were part of that, but I already created a separate video about that I would link right here. Okay, we're now in 2024, and we're really like reaching our max with AI spam. We're having a lot of people in our inbox that are completely not linked to what we actually want. It's not personalized at all, or at least they tried, but they failed. So what LinkedIn is now really investing in is sales research. So you have an account research tab. So when I open an account, let's say United Health in the US, I can open it and it will give me already their pain points. It will give me their executive suite. It will give me their strategic priorities with sources. And it only works with companies that are bigger than 300 employees. We can also do account mapping already. So if we have that information, we scroll down and we can actually build an account map of that company. So I want to go from like CMO to marketing manager to marketing executive, for example. So what we're really trying to find out is what is that thing that gives me access to that person. Fast forward to 2025. Here it's all about ChatGPT or an AI integrated with the search. So now we don't use the search bar anymore. We don't use the filter options, but we prompt. So we, instead of clicking the sales manager and all that stuff and clicking the geography, we now prompt, I want to find sales manager within the US area or even Boston that fits my profile. And it will automatically create that for you. That, I think, is going to be the future of 2025. And I think, as a personal opinion, I hope LinkedIn realizes the danger that AI can bring to their platform. If they overuse AI in all other aspects, they will kind of leave their USP, which is building strong relationships. So if that was interesting to you, leave me a comment. If you want to know more about Sales Navigator, I'm happy to reply. And if you have other ideas about Sales Navigator, please let me know. See you next time.